Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excellency, my advisor of the thesis, Mem Fadilah. Excellency, the explainer of the thesis, Mr. Mulyadi. Excellency, my lecturer of the thesis proposal course, Mem Firdausia. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Dwi Mareta Saftin Nisa. I would like to say thank you that have been given me an opportunity to presentation about my thesis with the title The Effectiveness of Using Teamwork Webbing to the Student Reading Comprehension of the 10th Grade at Senior High School Anggalis. I am from English Teaching Learning Program, Tarbiyah Faculty, Stage Islamic Institute of Madura. So here I will presentation about my thesis. In my thesis, I have 5 of chapter. The first is introduction, the second is relate review literature, the third is methodology of research, and the fourth is result of finding and discussion. The fifth is conclusion and suggestion. Okay, we start from the chapter 1. In the chapter 1, there is a background of the study. In the background of the study, I discuss about what is the reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is the process of making understanding meaning to the readers from the text or passage. This is possible because of the interaction and involvement with written language. And then, this statement support with Keynes argue in journal Studies in Education. How can students improve their reading comprehension skill? Reading comprehension is the process of creating meaning from the text. It means reading comprehension is the process of the reading understanding the content of the passage or the text. So, and then what is the teamwork webbing? Because in my title, there is a word or a technique teamwork webbing. What is the teamwork webbing itself? So, the teamwork webbing is the technique used to make the student active in participate and group or team. The teacher use this technique in reading comprehension, especially when teach a descriptive text. Teamwork webbing in reading comprehension give an opportunity to the student make a group 2 or more student, and then they working together in the group to get the content of the text or the passage. And then, what is my reason? What is my reason why I choose this research? Because based on my interview or based on my questionnaire with the teacher want to make the student more enthusiastic in reading comprehension. And then based on my interview with some student of the 10th grade at Senior High School Anggalis, they said if they have some problem, but I take the same problem from the Rani, Savi, and Vela. They said if they feel bored, they feel minim vocabulary in reading comprehension, and they feel too lazy read the text. And based on the problem, the teacher conduct the technique, and the technique named teamwork webbing. So I, as the researcher, want to research this problem, and I will research this will be a thesis. So next, what is my problem of the study? So I just have the problem of the study, that is do the student taught by reading comprehension get a better reading comprehension? I will read more. What is my problem of the study? Do the student taught the teamwork webbing get a better reading comprehension of the 10th grade at Senior High School Anggalis? Because I want to measure the student taught by the teamwork webbing get to be the reading comprehension or not. Okay, next. So in the previous study, I just have one previous study I take from the by Hermita at Alauddin State Islamic University Makassar. Then her thesis with the title Using Teamwork Webbing to Increase Student Reading Comprehension at the First Grade of SMA Negeri 14 Makassar. What is the similarity of my thesis with her thesis? So the similarity is between this research focus on reading comprehension and they use the same technique in reading comprehension, that is teamwork webbing. And then what is the main differences? The main differences is different place because I research in Senior High School Anggalis and Hermita research in SMA Negeri 14 Makassar. But it's the same grade because I research in the 10th grade and her the first or the 10th grade also. Okay, next. In the review of related literature or the second chapter, I just discussed about the two concepts. The first is the concept of reading comprehension and the second is the concept of the teamwork webbing. The first we discuss about the concept of reading comprehension. The first is the definition of reading comprehension. Okay, the reading comprehension, before we talk about the reading comprehension, what is the reading itself? Reading is the act to construct the meaning of the combining the information in the passage with the prior knowledge in order to the passage. Reading is the one of four skills in language learning because there are four language: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And then what is the reading comprehension? Reading comprehension means understanding the meaning of the content of the text, what have been read. No one can define the reading comprehension itself actually. But the reading comprehension is complex, multiple task ability because in reading comprehension itself, the reader has to understand the text and analyze the information and interpret correctly what is the writer stating. And reading comprehension, according to Veravagu, in a thinking process where the reading selection facts, information, or ideas from the print materials. And then the second, what is the component of reading comprehension? There are of the decoding knowledge, vocabulary knowledge, synthetic knowledge, discourses knowledge, readiness aspect, effectiveness aspect, and the last is effectiveness aspect. And then the level of reading comprehension, literal comprehension, interpretive comprehension, applied comprehension, critical comprehension. So with this level of reading comprehension, actively bringing the reading to the general understanding on ideas and the concept of content in the reading passage is not most important for higher comprehension, especially for difficult materials in reading comprehension. Next, what are the elements of reading comprehension? The reader who is doing the comprehending. The readers must have a wide range or capacities and skill to comprehend a passage. And the second is the text is to be comprehend. Many features of the text really influence on comprehension. On comprehension, not only by simply interacting meaning from the read the text, that is mostly important of the readers construct different interpretation as long as read the text. And then the last, The activity in which comprehension is a part. The purpose of reading comprehension includes one or more purposes. A view operation to repress the content of the text at hand and the result of the performing activity, all which happen inside a view context. Next, we discuss about the teamwork webbing. So what is the definition of the teamwork webbing itself? So teamwork webbing or clustering or semantic mapping is a powerful tool in concept development or information exchange. According to Jenny M. Stone, teamwork webbing is a technique in teaching reading using by the teacher. So the teamwork webbing as a technique means they can help the teacher in teaching and learning process in the classroom. So when using this technique, it also can help to achieve the core subject of the teaching and learning process. Teamwork webbing in reading skills. So in this part, talk about what is the correlation between teamwork webbing in reading comprehension. Some experts state the teamwork webbing technique is a reading comprehension that can help students understand the text in the following way in constructing meaning. Okay, finish in the chapter 2. We are going to the chapter 3, that is the methodology of research. I have 6 of discussion in the chapter 3. The first is research design. In this research, I use the quantitative approach, especially in pre-experimental design. And then for the population and sampling procedure, for the population of the 10th grade at senior high school Anggalis, there are 171 students, but for the sampling I just use 10%, so the 10% of the 171 is just 17 students. So for the data, and then the third for the data source, for the subject is the student of the 10th grade at senior high school Anggalis, and for the object is teamwork webbing. For the research instrument, I use the test and documentation. In the test, there are validity and reliability. In the reliability, I use the KR21 formula. And then in data collection procedure, in the data collection procedure, I use the pre, while, post, and research. In the pre-research, the researcher has alternative lists for collecting information such as small interview with some students of the 10th grade at senior high school Anggalis. And then the researcher chooses the sample after knowing how to the population. And then the researcher chooses an instrument to collect the data. And then while research, the researcher gives a pretest to the sample in order to know the student ability in reading comprehension. The researcher conducts treatment to the sample to the effectiveness of using teamwork webbing in reading comprehension to the student. After the student receives the treatment, and then the researcher used the post-test to measure their ability after given the treatment. And then the post-research, the researcher input the student's score pre-test and the post-test and to the formula. The researcher make conclusion by interpreting the result of the statistical analysis. And for the data analysis, I use the pre-test and the post-test, and for data analysis, I use the Thesis formula. So this is the form of the formula. In the reliability of the test, I used the QR21, or we can say the Richardson 21. Why I choose the QR21? Why I'm not use the QR20? Because in the QR21 more simple and more can understandable than the QR21. Because the QR20, because in the QR20 I have to measure, or I have to search about the sum of the P key. The P key is the and this is complicated. And for data analysis, I use the t-test, and this is the form of the t-test itself, because I use the pre-experimental design, and this is the form of the formula of the t-test. Next, we are going to the result of finding discussion. So this is the result after I do the research in the senior high school Anggalis. Nah, this is the reliability of the pre-test. The T result is 1, 2, 4, and 7, and the degree of the freedom, the F. Why this is 16? Because N is 17. 17 is from the student or the sampling, and the F is N mean 1. 17 mean 1 is the 16. And the critical value of the significant levels, I use the 5%. 5% degree of the freedom is 16, and the critical value or the significant level is 0, 4, 9, and 7. Because the T result of the pre-test in the reliability more or bigger than the critical value here, and the reliability of the test is accept because the T result is bigger. And then next, the reliability of the post-test. This is the result of the reliability of the test. T result is 1,249, and the significant level is just 0,497, and then the T result is bigger. Okay, next, in the data analysis. The T result is more or bigger than the T table, because the T table is just 0,497, and the T result is a 15,25. So from this, after obtain the score, the pre-test and the post-test, the next step is the researcher will do the data analysis. Okay, based on the calculation, above, it can be viewed the result of the T result, that is, hypothesis testing is used to know the whether alternative hypothesis is reject or accept. In this research, the researcher just used 5% level of the significant. Because the T result or the T account is bigger than T table, so the alternative hypothesis is accept. We are in the last discussion because my T result is more bigger than the table, so my alternative hypothesis is accept and the null hypothesis is rejected. For discussion, do the student taught by reading comprehension that the beat the reading comprehension of the 10th grade at senior high school Anggalis? The answer is yes, and this is accept. Okay. The conclusion is the student taught by teamwork webbing have achieved a good reading comprehension or active in teaching learning process and the student reading ability in reading comprehension by using teamwork webbing. It is shown by the result of between pre-test and the post-test. So that this technique with the teamwork webbing is one of way can be used for the teacher to make their student enthusiasm, interest, focus in teaching learning process. There is significant statistical effectiveness of teamwork webbing in teaching reading comprehension. It is proven from the result of the T result is the higher than T table. The T table in 5% significant level is just 0,497 with the degree of the freedom 16. However, the T value or the T result of this research 15,25. In concluding to analysis data of this research, T value of the research is higher than T table and the alternative hypothesis is accept. And then for the suggestion, the English is not only use translation method for the suggestion for the teacher, for the student, for the researcher, and it can be read in my thesis. I think enough for my presentation. Thank you for listen to me. Thank you for the nice attention. I hope my presentation will be useful in our life and hereafter. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.